on time. You're right on time. I mean, technically 1 minute early. But no, you're good. Hi, how are you? Does everything sound good? Are we doing good? Whew. Gotta talk about stuff. Sounds good. Good. Alright. I'm a little nervous. I wrote down things that I wanted to say, and then it's just like, sure. I guess the first point of everything is that, hey, look, different outfit. Woohoo! And I went extreme with the emotions. 5 minutes in. I was saying that I was saying that I'm starting in 5 minutes, so I just put up the start screen. Oh, you had an ad. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I've got sad inner tube because why not? I've got a really excited happy beach ball because why not? And then taking off the skirt and bracelets and just being mad, ready to fight. I don't use the emotions as much as I should, but I have them. I have them. I just decided they would be silly, just because, why not? And I finished them, so I decided to do it. I can do outfit changes, but it just takes a second to do those. So we're just gonna stick with this today. So, in my list of things to talk about, the first was to talk about the pixel art. Is that I got, I'm working on it this morning. I just had time. I got up at an acceptable time. I didn't set an alarm or anything specific, but I got up at an acceptable time. So that's good. But I feel like this works good. I'm getting really good at doing this cute little portrait art, which is really fun. I think it makes it a lot of fun to draw something you want to draw. Because I've said before that I am, and artist in terms of professional artist, taking commissions every single day. Things like that. I don't take commissions anymore. But it was hard to draw something that you weren't excited about. I did it. I didn't do a bad job at being freelance. It's not, I didn't do that bad of a job. It did not fulfill me very well, I would say. It did not make me happy, and it made me, and basically it has to tie into with my mental state at that point in time. It made me feel like I was doing something wrong. I could be doing more. I might not be doing this right, and if I don't have anything to show, I can't update them, and things like that. So I took a break. I took a very, very long break from doing any type of commercial art, and I feel like I've come back stronger for it. So I've been liking the little work that I've been doing. It feels good to just do little things, make little friends. I have a channel point redemption hay that's supposed to work in a certain way, but I can't test it if it's live unless it's live and someone else does it. And it didn't work last time, which sucks. I can't get it to work with my sibling. We couldn't get it to work. But I have it there just in case. Just in case it might end up working. But let's see. Applause. The applause works. Applause always works. That's it's I don't know, it was a dumb idea. It was a dumb idea. I was just like, what if we just clapped for applause? Just like, yay, a yay emote. And it worked well. And that was my first time trying to get everything full screen on Mix It Up and get it in the corners. The applause. I like the applause because it can be used in, yay, you did something stupid, or yay, you actually did it. And the fail boat, I don't know why. You're looking while you work, that's okay. The fail boat was, I don't know, I can't remember what I was thinking about. It was late at night is what happened. And there's stray pixels on the boat, but I decided to leave them because it's worse that way. I have a hydrate and posture check that didn't get, those work completely, but they didn't get, triggered yet. So, those aren't special ones, those are just overlays from normal things. So that one's good. So my next job is to work on the actual follower alerts, the actual subscriber things, because I have them, but they're not fancy. There's nothing special and unique about them, which I really think that they should be special and unique for each event that happens, because that's the whole point of doing all of this, is that this face is really intense. I made this face maybe more intense than I meant it to be. I finished it like 30 minutes ago. Okay, we'll go back to the normal one. But I want all of the alerts to be kind of unique to a degree, because I just feel like it's something special. It's something special shows on screen instead of just normal Streamlabs stuff. I had already customized Streamlabs. I definitely had customized Streamlabs to have like a different background and a banner, but it was hard to control where it showed up and the font that I wanted to use. So this is the reason I really like Mix It Up. And I already did post my schedule on Monday for Memorial Day. I don't have like a solid plan of I'm gonna stream from X to X hours. I'm just gonna sit there live and just edit stuff. Edit everything that's going on. So that's Monday's plan, is to just keep trying, test new ideas. I'm gonna have a screen up, probably with the CSS code, and probably not Mix It Up itself, but the CSS, to just like, here, look, this is all the crap that I'm trying. Here's what it looks like. So that's good. That's what I've been doing. But one of the reasons I'm happy that I'm doing more pixel art and enjoying it is because I do have a kind of mini, I don't know if I would call it a mini goal or a mini dream, but I would like to make a Game Boy Advance game. Like an actual, I could plug it in, run it on a cart, not plug it in, but yeah, you have a type of kit that comes with flash carts that will have a Game Boy Advanced blank cart that you can insert data onto and be able to stick it in an actual Game Boy SP and play a Game Boy Advance game. I think that would be really great if I could make a game like that. I had to learn a lot though. I've learned that there's actually a big dev community for Game Boy Advance development that's still going on right now. It's definitely, there's options. There's options because C, the programming language for Game Boy Advance by itself is just C, and to get non-technical, it's really, really, really low level is what you would call it in terms of conveniences and stuff that makes sense. Like, you have to worry about where things are stored within RAM and things like that, and for most modern programming languages you don't really worry about it. You just create the item, and yeah, it figures out where to store it, it figures out when to delete it, and C does not figure that out very easily from what I've seen, because I don't know C programming. But I did see in there was a wiki on it, on Game Boy development. There are some type of kits that you can use to program in a few different languages for the Game Boy Advance instead, like C++. which obviously is an iterator of C, but it has more features, and apparently it is somewhat related to C#, which, you know, they all sound the same if you don't know what I'm talking about it. But I have actually used C# in programming games for Unity. I have actual tiny game jam games that I have made with that programming language. So if I can get anywhere close to a language like C# or something like that to develop for Game Boy Advance games, I would absolutely love that. They had stuff called Rust as well, but I don't know what Rust is about. But I don't know what kind of Game Boy Advance game I would make, actually. There's a lot of game ideas that I have. I definitely like Stardew Valley type games. I say that. I kind of hate that I just said that I said Stardew Valley type games. What I mean is Harvest Moon type games. But Stardew Valley took it over in the popular terms. More people know about Stardew Valley than they do about Harvest Moon, even though Stardew Valley is basically, I'm not gonna say a Harvest Moon ripoff, but it was basically Harvest Moon multiplayer for PC, plus some extra stuff. And a little bit of Rune Factory in there, because it had fighting and things like that. I am not saying that Concerned Ape is not original, but he's obviously inspired by a game that already exists. But after that, now there are people that are making Stardew Valley ripoffs that are just another farming game. They just want to make more farming games that work like that. And she's like, yes, we already had those. Those were called Harvest Moon, but for some reason no one felt like making them until they realized everyone apparently liked them. They just had never heard of Harvest Moon. It was weird. I guess because Harvest Moon never had a PC game at all. It never had a PC game. It had like one mobile, somewhat online game, but obviously Japan only. So that's how that usually works out. I definitely think I like those games. I like farming games, but I also like, as it goes with my characters. Yay! Thank you. That alert went off. It's cute. Take a break to drink my water. Yay! Ugh. That's the old Sprite, but it'll do for now. What was I saying? Harvest Moon, Stardew Valley. I like those types of games, but I'm inspired also by alchemy type things and potions, because obviously the design that I decided to go with was more alchemical, adventurer type thing, because I just like combining ingredients and crafting systems. But I thought a farming game where you farm magic ingredients to make potions and run a shop would actually be very adorable, because there are Atelier games where you run a shop, but I don't think there's been ones that have had a large focus on farming before. But then at the same time, I also love Final Fantasy Tactics Advanced, and would love to make an isometric, elevated job class combat system RPG type thing, but I think I wouldn't be very good at balancing the RPG aspect, because I mean I like having different classes. I like that you can equip weapons and you learn skills from new weapons, so it gives you reasons to change stuff instead of just using the most advanced weapon you have. You have like, oh, but there's a new skill on this one, so I'll use this one instead. I like that system a lot. The problem is that if I would create a game like that, I would probably just create that game but with more content. So it wouldn't be a very original game. I just want more Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. I want more of that game, but not A2. Not A2, something of the Rift, Grimoire of the Rift. I didn't like that one. I wanted more of the Game Boy Advance one. It had a multiplayer. It did have a link cable multiplayer that you could play with people, but nobody else really played it with me. The downside for the GBA would be that I couldn't do online multiplayer if I wanted to figure that out. There are very obscure Game Boy Advanced dongles that connect to the internet. Like Japanese only obscure dongles that will connect to internet or connects it to a cell phone that connects to the internet. So it's not entirely impossible. It's not entirely impossible to actually make something online. And here is the thing though, if I do making the Game Boy Advance that I want to play into a cartridge, of course, that's the goal because I love to physically own the game that I want. But most people would just play it in a ROM, in a Game Boy Advance ROM, and they already have emulators that will allow you to play local play with someone online. You can use like Parsec and things like that for the Game Boy Advances to talk to each other and things like that. Not even just Parsec, just other stuff that you can play online with people through what would be Game Boy local player. So if I designed it, I would design it to work locally, but feature it for the ROM. But if it was part of a cartridge, you would have to actually get a real big boy link cable and really do it. That would be actually kind of fun. I don't know if I have a Game Boy Advance link cable. I don't have the Game Boy Advances anymore. My sibling took the GameCube stuff for Crystal Chronicles and stuff like that with them when they moved. So we had the GameCube to Game Boy Advanced link cables. I think we had at least 3 of them. So we should probably have like a normal Game Boy Advance link cable, because that one still uses link cables, right? The Advance? It didn't have the IR yet. I don't think it did. I don't think I had the IR yet, anything like that. I think maybe? I'm not actually sure. I'm not actually sure at all. But it definitely, that would be a big game design dream to make an actual Game Boy Advance game. So this is the reason I am so particular in my pixel art about pixel perfect ratios and doing things in small, because this sprite for me, this is a huge sprite for me. Like, but even then, I say this is a huge sprite for me. I modeled this off of the Advanced Wars character sprites. They're big portraits, but I cut that size in half, and even then, this feels like a big sprite to me. So I tend to work in very, very small sprites, which would make sense because my background in pixel art would be in, I guess, even as young as elementary school and as young as elementary school and middle school, of editing sprites. We edit sprites of Sailor Moon and Pokemon games. In Pokemon, the sprites are like 16 by 16 if you're talking about the Game Boy Advance games, the Red Sapphire and Emerald. They're just little tiny baby people sprites. And those were the type of sprites I edited. You'd also edit the trainer sprites that would come up during battle. Those were slightly larger, of course. But despite all that, I didn't super get into the Pokemon hacking scene, because there's a lot of ROM hacking that would happen. Definitely, yeah. There was a lot of ROM hacking that would happen. a lot of games. I think I did actually, there was one game that I can't remember what I wanted to do on it, but we were young enough that the person running was like, yeah, I got grounded from my computer for a month, I can't do it anymore. because the ROM hacking scene is mostly children. It's like, they may be older now, but it's definitely a thing where you have 12-year-olds coming in being like, how do I run this program? I want to ROM hack. And that's kind of how they first learned to code, is by interacting and changing stuff about the old Pokemon games. And that's what I think. There's so many tools for Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. I think specifically it's usually Emerald. But there's so many tools that are made to interface with those ROMs now and to ROM edit that that's the most popular type of mod you'll have, is the Game Boy Advance type stuff. And people still really want to play it. They miss that type of Pokemon, or they really enjoy more balanced things like that. That's not specific. They enjoy balanced gameplay that's not too easy. That's the biggest gripe a lot of people have with the newest games, is that they're very easy. They're a little too hand-holdy. And while you have to understand, yes, this game is for kids, kids were also the ones playing, the people who want those were playing the Game Boy Advance games as kids, and that difficulty was still good enough for them. They still beat those games. So, the kids have beat harder games than that. There's no particular reason why it should be even easier than that. Like, and I don't think the kids who were playing Pokemon back then were hardcore gamers or anything. It was just kids who really liked Pokemon who would maybe play the card game and wanted to pick up the actual physical game eventually, or watch the anime because the anime had gotten really big. So yeah, I don't have a huge stake in the debate of if Pokemon is too hard or too easy, because I actually don't care for battling that much. I like all the other systems of Pokemon. I don't care about the meta, I don't care about the movesets and things like that. I just like Pokemon, I like owning them and things like that. I need to stop saying that. I need to stop saying and things like that. I just like owning the Pokemon and interacting with them as pets. I wish there was more interaction and lore specific to the Pokemon you had. I liked in Alola that you rode Pokemon as HM. It was kind of weird that they just appeared randomly for you, but I liked that Pokemon had more uses than just to be in balls and to fight. I like when Pokemon are actually incorporated into the story besides being the gods of the legendaries or the special key. I think there's more stories to be had. Like, I didn't watch all of them, but there was, I can't remember, it was a special TV series. I gotta drink more water. It was a special TV series that people really liked it because it was more quote-unquote adult. But it had like a police bust of a Team Rocket hideout, and they were using Magnemite to break a lock or something. Like something crazy like that. Like what Pokemon do the police use besides Growlithe to use? How could you use this specific Pokemon to do a crime? How would you combat that? Instead of Pokemon just being used in evil plots, period, how in day-to-day life do Pokemon help out, because you have some very basic ones of those, like you have Machamp or the equivalent of that generation usually carrying the boxes for where you're moving to. At least that's what it was in the old games. You were always new to the city. You moved in. Or it felt like it for a few ones. Maybe that was just Emerald. And they changed out the Machop for the Psych. I can't remember. But it's still, there's only a few preset Pokemon jobs, and I think Alola did a very good job about adding more Pokemon lore. Like the sad lore that Mareanie just eat Corsola. and then a new snap, oh look, they're playing tag. It's like, no, they're not playing tag. They're not playing tag. The Corsola and Mareanie are not playing tag. The Mareanie are gonna eat the Corsola. Why would you want a picture of this? Why do you like this? But that actually kind of goes with the original Pokemon Snap, in that the professor liked it when you just hit the Pokemon with stuff. It was like, wow, it's recoiling from attack. Great, extra points. The opposite of a nature photographer, you don't observe things, you throw things at them to make them do stuff. You make them do extra stuff. So you're not really a nature photographer. You are just a, I guess a researcher is a better term. That as a researcher, you would want to both observe and to interact with the animals to see if they respond to things. So you are a photographer helping a researcher. So you want to see what happens when they do something or interact with a certain item. I gotta learn to take breaths. So I think Snap's very, very interesting. It was just a strange game at the time. Everyone really enjoyed it, but it was a very strange game. You're like, okay, random Pokemon game, just do that. Like Pokemon Channel. Pokemon Channel was this insano game. It was supposed to be Hey You Pikachu-like. But it was watching, a lot of it was watching TV with your Pikachu. You watched TV while playing a game. And it was an interactive TV, like you answered questions and you did stuff as well, but it was weird. I really liked that game though. It was very interesting. I'm doing exactly what I said I would do. I think I was in Riser's chat that I was like, yep, I have a Zetsudon coming up. If all else fails, talk about Pokemon. And that's what's happening. We're talking about Pokemon. Because, like I did say, I wrote down things that maybe I wanted to talk about if there was nothing in chat. And it goes pixel art, GBA game, dev kit. And then from there, we've gone on like a 20-minute tangent onto Pokemon. There's a whole line of different things to go together. Pulling back the curtain, I was trying to think of transitional topics into each other instead of just thinking about random things. But it just came up that I just want to talk about Pokemon. I love Pokemon. I love Pokemon a lot. You'll figure that out. Oh, also, I've learned something. Oh, wait. Huh? Oh, I've learned something. So if I have OBS selected, Pokemon is amazing. Quick thing, but I've learned that if I have OBS selected and I do my control up or down for my my thing, I move the where it is in the list so it goes over the shadow. That's why my shadow's been appearing. Okay, let me click off that. Yes, Pokemon is actually quite amazing. I really like Pokemon. I guess it's just because I've been there. I've loved Pokemon as a child, and it's been my childhood thing forever. You started Journeys. That's good. I hope you are liking Journeys, because I watched the first 20 episodes, but I just got to where Ash he fought Leon in as the Gigantamax, and he was just like, oh, you're diamond in the rough or whatever. I'm like, no, he's a champion. In the first episode, they showed his championship cup, and then I saw that they went to Alola again and talked to all his friends. They're acknowledging that he's been to all these regions before and that he has all these Pokemon. But the champion still treated him as if he was a kid that was a rookie. And I was like, why? And I stopped watching. But maybe it's different. Maybe it changed a little bit more. Because I did see pictures that apparently he had one where his old Pokemon came back for an episode. So, maybe I could try watching it again. I just got frustrated at that point. Because I had liked how they were handling it, because Ash wasn't, Journeys does consider him this prodigy. But that was the start of like a tournament, wasn't it? That he was starting low level in some type of tournament. But he still, I liked in the beginning, Ash would, he wouldn't tell Go what to do like a teacher, but you could tell that Ash knew what he was doing. He would let Go figure things out himself, but Ash had a knowingness about him. So it was kind of weird that, yeah, he's just chilling. he had a knowingness about him. So it was weird that when they introduced that, it was like, yeah, and you're gonna have these ranked battles to beat champion. I'm like, no, I'd rather him not doing the ranking thing. I'd rather him actually just go on journeys and chill out. Yeah, where he starts at the bottom, but he's technically a champion. He should have been in. It is cool. The ranking thing works out. Okay. Because the whole thing is, it was a Champions Cup, but he is a champion. He's the Alolan champion. He should have been invited to the Champions Cup. Yeah, Go is Pokemon Go, which I actually disliked about Go, because he didn't interact with the Pokemon before he caught them. He's just catching every Pokemon and throwing balls at them. There's no, like, fun interaction with the Pokemon. She's like, oh, Pokemon, got it, new one. It's like, oh, okay, cool, thanks. Let's move on to the plot now. Good job, you got more Pokemon. And again, this is in, like, the first 20 episodes, so they've gotten farther by now. I don't know if it was really heavy for Go in the first episode, just catching a bulk of Pokemon that he could use, and maybe he has more difficulties and challenges later. But where I stopped, it was just see Pokemon, catch Pokemon, okay, ignore it, advance plot. I did like the Dragonite episode, though. I thought that was a really sweet one. And just Ash doing what Ash does. He helps out. He helps people out, even in the dumbest ways. So I wanted to like Journeys. I just got upset about the whole starting at the bottom of the ranking again. So I was just like, I don't feel like it. I don't want to watch it right now. But I did like the premise. I did like the premise of them going to different regions. Instead of just journeying a new region. Because definitely there's probably more episodes in, I've forgotten the name of the Sword and Shield region. In Pokemon England. There's definitely more episodes in Pokemon England. There were for a little bit, just because you wanted to see new things, but him having a home base and having different interactions like that was nice. It was kind of like, because they changed the formula already with Sun and Moon, in that he stayed mostly in one place and had a larger cast, and then they went from a larger cast to the smallest cast they've ever had of just 2 people, and they're dual main characters, at least it seems like it. So it's definitely very interesting. Because some people are really mad that he's not just like, new region, get the best Pokemon, blah 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 blah. But I think it's good. And I like the animation changes that they've made. Because it was getting real like Diamond and Pearl and Advanced Generation area, there was definitely some budget moments where the animation was not so good. I think there was even some in Johto, but it was more consistent across the board. But Advanced Generation and Diamond and Pearl, you had some episodes that you could definitely tell had less budget than the others, and then you had some episodes that were super cool, and you're like, yep, that's animated by Ioane, because that's where they had the budget, and that's the episode. That's the reason the last 3 episodes before this looked like utter shit, was because this good battle was coming up, and this is where the budget went. But it seems, for Alola and Journeys, they had more consistent, either budget or because they changed the animation style to be less detailed. They changed it to be less detailed and less shaded and less, like, fine particles. They, like, softened his hair to just kind of be bigger shapes. It made it easier to animate, I think. And I was reading an article. I think there was some type of new computer-assisted animation that they were using. Like, I don't think it makes it for them, obviously, but I think it made their workflow much easier. And that was around Lola time. So I think that might have been why, in general, the anime has better animation right now. I heard that Kalos, it wasn't too bad. X and Y was not too bad, but I just didn't end up watching it because I didn't want to watch the Best Wishes, the 5th season, because I was very mad that he got upset. He got reset to be a 10-year-old again after Diamond and Pearl. Not again. Black and White, Best Wishes, Generation 5 was the first time ever that they said, this Ash, he's a 10-year-old, he's about to set on a journey, and then gave up all his traveling companions. That was the first time it had ever happened. And people were pissed. I was just like, what the fuck? Because Diamond and Pearl was so good, and it definitely treated Ash and the stories and lessons he was learning as coming of age lessons. Like, it was the whole rivalry with him and Paul was about the fact that they're different, but they want the same thing. And then, definitely in the first part of the season, they were writing Paul as a jerk, period, as a bad guy. And then about not halfway, probably like 20 or 30 episodes in, they realized they wanted to do something more with him. So they changed the way he acted a little bit. But in the end, they wanted to do the same thing. However, I love Paul, actually. They wanted to do... See, that's the thing. That's where they changed it. They changed it. They're like, he's just bad and he abuses Pokemon. But then they started showing parts of things where he helps them. And there's parts where his Pokemon are giving advice to Ash's Pokemon. Not straightforward, because it's too cool for that. So, there was inconsistent writing in that they wanted him to just be a meanie, and then they kind of changed it in that they were different, but they wanted the same thing, and they went about it different ways, and the end result was to respect that they're different. Which doesn't make sense if you just go Black and White. Well, he was mean to the Chimchar. But they did that weird. They transitioned into that weirdly. Like, I definitely think it wasn't until they introduced his older brother that they figured out what they actually wanted to do with Paul. So I think it probably wouldn't have been that extreme, because he definitely did give away Pokemon. That was part of his character, because he only wanted the most naturally strongest Pokemon, which kind of mirrored at the time what actual trainers were doing. Not trainers, actual people playing Pokemon would farm Pokemon and find the ones with the highest EVs. Not EVs, no. LVs? EVs? Which one? LVs, I think, are the normal ones. EVs, no, effort values and something value. But whatever. The naturally highest stats. And people still breed for the most naturally highest stats. And that's kind of what Paul was meant to show, in that he was like those players, that he went for the natural strongest Pokemon. Because there's an episode where... So, yeah. I don't know shit about what makes Pokemon good. In-game. They have initials. I've played every game. Yeah. I played a lot of games. I only got into what I knew how to make them good because I liked breeding Pokemon and I liked trading them with people. And people wanted naturally strong Pokemon, so I learned how to do that. But basically Pokemon have its IVs. IVs are initial values. Basically, stats that they're born with. They're born with certain stats. And when you catch them in the wild, they have my favorite team is weak in general, so I've accepted weak babies. But yeah, there's some stuff that they're just naturally more powerful. And you could either just catch a bunch of Pokemon, or you can breed them in a particular way with special items attached to pass down those values. And then after you have the most naturally strong values, certain Pokemon you beat give you effort values. They give you a boost in stats. And you can only have so many of them. So if you fight the correct amount of Pokemon, of the right kind of Pokemon, you can get a technically, quote-unquote, perfect, strongest Pokemon. And people do that. There's a lot of people who do that, and the main games have made that easier. You can check those values in the game. It used to be if you could not check Pokemon's IV values, you had to just do a math calculator, and there were apps online to figure it out, but now they're just like, yeah, you can do that. But that's the whole thing about Pokemon, is you don't have to know any of that to play. But it was definitely in middle school. These people were really elitist about it. That, like, your Charizard's not level 100 with perfect IV values and the right EVs. I was just like, whatever. I want my Pokemon. But I learned about it because I just wanted Whimsicott shiny. I tried to breed shinies, but I've never had much success. So when I do try to breed Pokemon, I try to pick ones that have good IVs. Same my success with buds. I try to pick one with good IVs, period, and I also try to egg move. Do you know what about egg move chaining? Yeah. I like that. I actually, another game design type thing is I like breeding systems. Like, breed this Pokemon and that Pokemon, and they know this, and then you breed that one and this, and then you have that, and then all together you have 4 special moves, and then you try to breed that 1,000 times to get a shiny one. I was like, that'd be great, but I could never get to the shiny part. I never had the luck and the patience, because I really wanted a shiny, Sword and Shield Ponyta. Yeah, the passing on of the Pokeballs. That was a new addition that I really liked. it made it harder because you had to have an initial Pokemon that was caught in the ball, and I think is either mother or father's or something like that, but or random. But having specific Pokeballs, I super miss that they should bring back in Diamond and Pearl. You could put stickers on the Pokeball, so they'd have different effects when they came out. They would have like a heart effect or a star effect. I thought that was adorable. I was like, why? I want to put stickers on my Pokeball. And just Diamond and Pearl, shining your badges and making music with your badges. Am I a weeaboo? Yes, I am a weeaboo. I have the VTuber tag and the anime tag. Of course I'm a weeaboo. We were talking about the Pokemon anime earlier. Now we're talking about the Pokemon games. but hello, hi. Weeb. Pokemon, I was not talking about the manga, but I do know about, the various mangas. I was talking about the anime, talking about the games, talking about Diamond and Pearl having lots of cute stuff. There are quite a few manga, actually. There is Pokemon Special, the main one. There is the first Pokemon manga, I can't remember what it's called specifically, but it's got a talking Clefairy, that they thought about having Clefairy as the main protagonist of the anime because that first manga. There is, every movie, they have very specific small manga sets for the movies. There's a mini comic going on for Journeys right now as well. So there is no one canon Pokemon anime or manga. There's actually quite a few. But Diamond and Pearl was also... What else about... Well, Diamond and Pearl started the Pokemon Park, where you had your Pokemon follow you through the park as well. I thought that was also very cute. Like, it was only certain Pokemon that were big enough, but they allowed you to take them with you on a little walk. Or not big enough, small enough, actually, is the word. They wouldn't let you take your Wailord out with you. And I loved the contests of Diamond and Pearl. I miss contests so much. Like, I liked contests because there were battle portions. I bred Pokemon that had good moves for being the best in contests. And you had to work together with people to make the Poffin or the berries. Yeah, the contest moves were really cool. In the anime, yeah. The anime did it differently, but it was very good. I liked the Diamond and Pearl contest more. I liked the performance. I liked that they get dressed up and stuff. I thought that was really cute. But they made them use the moves in a very particular way. Not particular way, but an original way that would look super nice and appealing, and that's like a really cool concept that I'm upset that they just got rid of, because I think it's really cute. I think it got replaced by Pokemon Ami and things like that, like just taking care of your Pokemon. But I'm like, but why can't we have both of those? Why can't we brush our Pokemon to get the beauty stat up so we can do a contest? And you can use the moves in the special way, because I had a Riolu that before my DS got stolen, I had all contest level stats and ribbons except one that I was working on, because I had been working with friends to make the perfect Poffin. I had bred him specifically to have a move set that would work on every single opponent type. And I put so much time into that. It was a very complex system, but most people are just like, ha ha ha, they just make pretty moves, whatever. It was actually very complex. And it was a whole system. I'm like, why can't we have that? At the very least, I think they should make a spin-off game. They should make a spin-off contest game. I think that would be very nice. Take a sip. My Dr. Pepper. Which makes me want to burp. Yeah, I miss contests. I'm sad that they ditched a lot of stuff. They ditch a lot of their ideas. And like that's definitely not something that's gonna come back in Arceus Legends because that looks like a completely different type of game. I mean, it's good. Like people get mad because they say like this game is a Breath of the Wild clone. I'm like, good. Breath of the Wild is a very good game. Breath of the Wild is such an extremely good game that people should be exploring that kind of open world concept because it's good. And people like Red Dead Redemption and Horizon Zero Dawn and things like that. Are you yeah, you're playing now. I've seen you. It's so good. Like it should be emulated. You forgot a lot, yeah. That type of gameplay should be emulated because it's amazing to just run around a fully open world and find things and solve puzzles and just do stuff. So if they can get Arceus Legends, because the only thing I'm worried about with Arceus Legends is that the release window, I think, was it for this year or next year? Either way, it seemed too early. And what they showed looked like a tech demo. I don't think they're far enough along. I wish they would spend more time on it because it seems like it could be really good. But Pokemon games in general, for some reason, they always put themselves on a time crunch and have to have something every like 2 or 3 years. Alright. But I think Arceus Legends should definitely... I hope they take their time. I hope they have more than what they showed in the videos. Because I have high hopes. It looks really good. I really want to play it. I really want it to be amazing. You have gems! Congratulations! The gems don't actually do anything. Well, that worked. That worked at least. Don't make me turn that off. Oh, there we go. Bye. There we go. Let's do that. Okay. But yeah. Arceus Legends. I have hopes. Appropriate response. This is a very appropriate response. At least it worked for someone else. That was a good one test. T-pose. T-pose for dominance. Yep. Yep. So there is actually the redeem gems for 1,000. There's it's connected to the point system of the Mix It Up bot. So I have that on. I should probably actually turn that off until I actually have something to do with those points, because did I open it up already? I forgot to turn that off. I was testing it. I'll mark his as complete though, because it's done. But whatchamacallit? My brain stopped working. Oh! You can convert your channel points into the gems used for the bot. So I have ideas of what I want to do with the bot, like maybe some type of games you can play with the bot, and also it works with stream avatars. But I should probably turn it off right now so you don't waste it, getting gems that don't matter yet. I gave everyone, you are getting gems right now for your watch time though. Like if you do, I'm gonna at you right now, I'm sorry. Can this auto repeat? Oh, I can't. You have gems that you're getting because you're watching. So when I actually do something with that feature, you have money to spend, but I haven't done anything with it yet. 6,200. Maybe I set the amount that people could get per watching too high. I kind of wanted it to be like Final Fantasy numbers where everything costs like thousands more just to have extra zeros because it's cool in damage value. Stuff like that. That's the fun part of stuff. So there's options. There's options there. So it's in system. People are getting points while I wait and figure it out. You can also give your points to other people as well. Someone wants my attention. I'm currently streaming. I don't know why I checked. I should have just checked later because I'm streaming and you can't have my attention right now. Let's see. We're talking about Arceus. There haven't been any new news from Arceus, right? The Arceus Legends. I don't think there has. I think I probably would have figured it out by now. I would have figured out that if I had that or not. If I had that, I would have seen it on my Twitter feed because people love Pokemon. Because I had my personal Twitter account, which technically has more followers and whatnot, but I privated it because it was just I'm done with that in terms of stuff. So I'm on this one now, and but now that I'm following you, Rika, you will probably definitely know when there's new Pokemon news, so I don't have to worry about that. And the original server that I am in, that's my group of old friends, also talks about Pokemon news when it comes up, because originally it was, we all met through a Pokemon forum, so it'll come up. So I don't get the current latest news of every single new thing that happens, but I had to cough. Ugh. Water. That's the sound of me being out of water. Hold on. Let me quickly do the thing that I did before. There we go. Okay, back. Just a quick little back. Just had to fill up my water. What more about Pokemon can I talk about? There's so much more I can talk about Pokemon. I can talk about Pokemon all day long. Except I can't. I'll run out of stuff eventually. Oh. I have a cough button. What's my favorite Pokemon type? I think it's really difficult, but just for sentimental value of things that have happened in my life, I think Infernape is my favorite Pokemon. My favorite type is, I'm gonna say my favorite type are fairy types. I think just everything fairy is very cute, and I like that they're usually combined with, like, plants and stuff. Yeah, Infernape, I had one, I had her, she was called Chichu, and, she had a lot of babies, and I distributed them to friends. I know you love Vaporeon, Rika. You love Vaporeon. Dragonite's also very good. Dragonite's a good one. It was so funny when we were watching the first movie that you're just like, Vaporeon! 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 Every time it would show up. Fairy types are just cool. They're a good addition because back then, before fairy types were added, everybody they all thought that everyone was gonna add a light type to the dark type, and then they added fairy, and it basically works like a light type to a degree, but it's actually more flexible because you have that one impidimp or something that's fairy. It's just like, you are the grotesque Grimm's fairy tale fairy that will kill me. Sylveon was very cool. And broken. Sylveon, yeah. Sylveon was a good addition. I do wonder, do you think that they'll ever add more types into Pokemon? Because because they thought they probably wouldn't add any more after Fairy. But, I don't know. Even some people thought they wouldn't add any more before Fairy. So, trying to think of what would balance it. What would be an interesting type. Most people, in most ROM hacks, they would say a sound type. It would be the type that would be added. Or, there's a lot of Pokemon that could be applied that would have the sound type. So, that's an idea. I think they probably won't add more types, though. That would be my guess. But in general, I like the fairy designs. Yeah, most people would say sound. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. We're gonna like hundreds they have. Yep. Like, that's the hard things. You always want new Pokemon, but there's a lot of Pokemon already. I'd rather, because I think Arceus Legends looks really cool to me because it's set in Sinnoh, so there might not be new Pokemon. There might just be older Pokemon. So just a game, just another Pokemon game without having to be in a new region and a new Pokemon would be really pretty cool, I think. Maybe having less amount of new Pokemon and just remixing what's in the different regions would be cool. Because, I mean, new Pokemon are cute. Like, Morlul is the cutest thing in the world. I like some of the new Pokemon that have happened. Everything like that. Yeah, but without Charizard. Always Charizard. Just please, Pokemon. I want old Pokemon. Why Charizard? Why Charizard every single time? Why must we always have Charizard? You're not allowed to have anybody else. No other starters. Just Charizard. Everyone loves Charizard, right? It's always a new Charizard. Yeah, I don't know why. I know why to a degree it's Charizard is because when they bring back Kanto for the millionth time, have you seen that meme, right? Where it's just like, Billy, this is the 8th time you've showed the Kanto region again. Is because they're appealing to people who are parents now who only played like the first 1 or 2 games and who watched the early anime. Charizard was the coolest one. So that's the reason they always include Charizard, because it's the fan favorite besides Pikachu. But God, there's a lot of Pokemon. There's a lot of Pokemon better than Charizard. There's a lot of Pokemon better than Charizard. I would really like something else. I would really like an Infernape or something. Just something that's not Charizard. Yes, the actual dragon. If only Charizard was a dragon. Dragonite, the actual dragon. Dragonite's pretty cute. In one form he is, right? Yeah, there is a form where he is a dragon type, and it's just like, yeah, because he's a dragon. It's just, they didn't, yeah. It's because they didn't have dual typing in the first generation, was why. And the second generation too, I think? Was it the third generation that had dual typing? But they didn't have dual typing, so... But I think, it's because they didn't have dual typing, they didn't want to give him dragon. But then later, they didn't give him dragon anyways, so... It's also dragon's busted. That's also what's happening, is that dragon as a type is busted, which is kind of why there's the introduction of fairy in the first place. Was because dragon was so busted that fairy types help protect against some dragons. But yeah, it's always Charizard. Dragonite, I love Dragonite because he looks nothing like his 2 lower evolutions. He looks nothing like it. It's just like, here's a worm, oh, Dragonite, it's a dragon. And it's got arms and feetsies, and what happened? It's orange now. I can't remember if there was like a design flip-flop. There's something like that they were relating to Dragonite. I can't remember. But I do actually, I think for a long time, probably until the 3rd generation, Dratini would have been my favorite Pokemon. I really liked it. It's very, very cute. Third generation, I like the Ralts evolution, but after that, for Diamond and Pearl, it's been Infernape and Chimchar evolution, and I've liked them since. I do love me some Whimsicott, though. It's very cute. I really wanted a shiny Whimsicott, but I could never get it. What are the shinies that I wanted? I wanted a shiny Whimsicott, I wanted a shiny Ralts, I wanted a shiny, Galarian Ponyta. What was... Oh, a shiny Ninetales? I wanted a shiny Ninetales too. But I never ended up, like, getting shinies. And my friends didn't shiny hunt, so I didn't end up getting them for friends either. Like, you could get them online, but online they were usually cheated in. Like, I've gotten shinies through Wonder Trades, and I'm like, those are 100% just cheated Pokemon. But that's just how it is. That's just how it be. My first shiny, do you want to know what my first shiny that I ever caught in the wild was? It was a shiny Bidoof. It was a random ass Bidoof. And I was like, oh. Okay. Thanks. Thank you. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted, was the shiny golden Bidoof. That's my favorite. This is exactly what I wanted. A Bidoof. At least I have a shiny HM slave now. I wonder if I shouldn't have, like, the extreme happy emote. Because this is funny. This is just a funny animation, but I should just have, like, a laughing emote. I might just want a laughing one. Because I've never had, like, I don't know. I want more emotes. I want more emotes. I did talk to the developer. The developer did say something about adding either more costumes or adding more hotkey express thoughts. So that would be nice. I think that'd be nice. Because I like this. So I'm probably going to use it for a while. It may be my thing. Maybe it's my thing. Even though I want to work on a 3D model. At the same time, it's pretty cute and people seem to like it. So, you know, I don't know. If I was smart, I would just learn about an open API for facial tracking recognition and make the image is reactive based upon my face. Just make the GIFs based upon my face. It's not actually impossible. It wouldn't be impossible to make, just that no one really has made that, because usually if you have facial tracking, you're just gonna want a 3D model or a live 2D in the first place. So, but I think it'd be interesting to look into that, if I could make that. I don't know. I'd have to get it to sync up. Like, I've created lots of web applications, but I haven't, like, created a program that you open into a new window that would run itself. Like, I don't know how I would do that specifically. Like, I don't know how any one VTuber, like, it has a little window that's a transparent window, and then when you put it in OBS, it's fully transparent. Or is it? Is it fully transparent, or do I have a color key? I might have a color key. But either way, I'm not sure how to do that stuff. I can always learn, but right now I'm just using what I have. I'm using what's available to get more streaming experience, and then if I really like what I'm doing, I'll just add more stuff in. Customize it like I'm doing now with all my alerts. I just customize things the way I like it. That's what I've always done. Like, I don't like the way you did this. I'm not gonna bitch at you to complain and make it better. I'm just gonna do it myself. That's what I do usually. But the reason I contacted developers, they just wanted, I didn't ask, can I have costume slots? I asked, where are the images saved? So I could possibly switch them out, which I can. So if I close this now and switch out some files pretty quickly, I can switch into a different outfit. But the only problem is that OBS doesn't, like, see the new opening of the program, so I'd have to hide it for a second and then come back. But that's not unlike normal VTubers when they say, hold on, I'm changing, go to a different screen, and then come back in a different outfit because they had to load in all their assets and stuff like that. So that's not unlike that at all. So that's not unlike it at all. This outfit right now, though, has a totally different bounce animation. Just the idle animation in general is completely different, just because I wanted to start from scratch, because I made the base I made a different base. It's the same base, but it's a little bit different. The way the arms are, how things are separated. So, it's more customized. So, I think if I do have outfits, I'll probably have different type of idle animations. And then these files are getting big, though, because I have, like, a layer for the shirt, I have a layer for the knot, I have a layer for the wrap, I have the layer for the gems, I have a layer for the accessories, I have a layer for the ribbon, I have the layer for the front of the hair, I have a layer for the side of the hair, I have the layer for the back of the hair, and then you have that in 6 different spots for the 6 frames of animation, and then you have the eyebrows, you have the eyes, you have the mouth, you have it opened, you have it closed, you have if it's sad, you have if it's happy. So it's taking a while for Pixel Edit to save the files sometimes. Like, not a long time, but a noticeable amount of time to be like saving. And I started a new file from the previous one to do this summer outfit because I knew that the other file was getting too big. Because this is why I consider this to be a big pixel art. Because it's just kind of extreme. It's not extreme. It's not extreme at all. It's a decent sized. Like, it would fit in a video game pretty well. But I am learning things. Like, I could definitely make video game portraits. I feel like if I went back to freelance, now that I have, not to talk about it too much, but I guess I'm gonna say stable mental medication. Now that I have that now, I could possibly go back to doing freelance, but I'm a little afraid to. I'm afraid that I'd fail again. But I am going to school. So freelance that, or freelance web or art design, or even stream layouts or something. I don't know, if I get really good at the Mixit layouts, being like, hey, you want custom layouts? Install this and I'll teach you how, and I'll make you a thing. I don't know. I don't know. There's options. Because that's been on my mind recently about what I'm gonna do about my cash flow situation now that I hate school right now. I still need to do some stuff. I still need to get through it. That was the advice that I was given, was to continue with school, even though I have my front-end web design certificate. But look for jobs right now. So I updated my LinkedIn and everything like that, and then I realized there's like no possible chance of me not doxing myself in terms of like my last name, because my name's connected to too many things already, because I was my illustration name was my own name because I wanted to be famous. So everything connected to me already has my full name. So there's no way for me to stop that, but oh well, I'm me. That's just how it's gonna pan out. Op spec. Take a moment to breathe. It's not all or nothing. I could be silent for a little bit. I know it's scary. It's scary when you're streaming to just be silent for a long time and feel like everyone's gonna hate me. No one's gonna watch me anymore, which, I mean, I know I can look at the actual channel viewer list and see that nobody's watching me, but still, it's okay. It's okay to have silence. That's the point. That's the point of this, of a Zatsudan, is when you don't have people to talk to. The point is that you're supposed to be able to make up something to talk about yourself. So now I have to decide if an hour and 30 minutes is pretty good, because there has been good stretches of where I've been talking about myself. I haven't gone into all the lists of the things that I could talk about, but I don't have to. I don't have to talk about everything today. It was kind of a test to see if I could talk to myself without getting like super nervous or something like that. So I think, yeah. I think this is the end. Alrighty. Yeah, this wasn't too bad. It wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought I was gonna get really, really nervous. But it worked. It worked out. Only had one little troll, which was fine. He got a fail boat for it. It worked out. So yeah. Thank you guys for coming. For everyone who came. Even if you're not here right now, thank you. I've recorded this, so I don't know if I'm gonna put it on YouTube. We'll see. But yeah. Bye!